What's going on, everybody? I'm back again today with another knife review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Petrified Fish 818. And this is a pretty popular knife if you surf YouTube for pocket knives, and also a really affordable option. Would be a great gift for someone if you're looking, or just a great beater knife. And I've been carrying this for about a month, I believe, and I can tell you that it's punches above its weight class. Um, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on here. This is G10 scales, and we've got a backspacer here, which I think is also G10. Petrified Fish logo here, and it is a captive pivot. Now, one big downside about this is it's not a reversible pocket clip. They didn't even put a lanyard hole on this side. The only lanyard holes on this side. And our pocket clip, it's a really good one though. It goes straight at the end, which is great, comfortable. And then we've got the designer name here, David Chen. And I just checked all this hardware before I recorded this video. The pivot's at T8 and the rest of the screws are all T6. They're kind of slightly big, so probably T6 plus if you want to call it that. And we've got a back flipper and a liner lock, which are two features me personally I'm not the biggest fan of for a knife. It's just personal preference, of course. I like to fidget with my knives, and I don't like doing this with my finger when I deploy it. It just feels weird to me. I'm definitely a push button whenever it comes to this. And you can push button it, but you kind of gotta put your finger like up towards like this corner of the flipper tab, because there isn't any jimping on the top, but there's jimping on this side of it. Oh, and this blade is D2 steel. And then on this side it has the model number 818 right there. Now this handle, like I said, is G10, but it's like a how do I want to describe it? It's not smooth, but it's also not like super duper grippy either. It's kind of has bigger texture, as you can see. It's not really fine texture like you would have on a Civivi. I have a couple Civivis at G10, and the texture is really like kind of like fine grit, if you want to put it that way. But this is kind of like has bigger bumps, and then this inside the middle here does dip inwards. If you can't tell there, the middle does dip in. Oops, trying to get my camera to focus here. And then the texturing is smooth on this middle part, but it dips in, so you're not going to really grip it that much anyway. But it is a grippy handle. It works just fine. I've never had it slip or anything when using it. It's a very grippy, or very grippy, very comfortable handle in all grips. No matter if you're doing, hammer grip, reverse grip, whatever. Anyway, let's get this blade deployed. Pretty snappy action. And also, this liner is pretty easy to disengage. And it's a very smooth drop. I mean, it just like falls. It's like, it takes nothing to get that to fall. It's a bigger blade, so that definitely helps. The weight of the blade helps it close. And it's got a pretty decent detent on it. You can hear the detent ball clicking if you listen. Hear it. So it's got a good detent on it. Your lockup's at 40%. And then you can see the detent ball right there. And I will say one thing about as far as having a liner lock knife. It's safer, in my opinion, to have a back flipper, because when your blade falls or you push it, that flipper is going to hit your thumb instead of the blade, right? So if you're looking for a cheap knife and you're just getting into pocket knives and don't really know the ins and outs of everything, if you're looking for a knife like this, it's safer to get a back flipper on a liner for that reason. And this will hit your thumb every time unless you're like way down here. It's still hitting the tip of my thumb there even, actually. And I'm like halfway down the access here. So yeah, this is I'm not a typical liner lock fan because I like to fidget, but this is really smooth and really effortless to close. So I like it more than I thought I would. Now, let's get a size measurement on this. It is on the bigger side. So we've got, oh, no, on the tip there. Almost 8 inches to the back. Pretty close to it. And a like 3.5 inch blade, and the cutting length goes all the way down to here, so you can call the cutting length the same. And then the handle is, let's see here, where should we measure it? Almost 4.5. And I have XL sized hands, so smaller knives, I have two smaller knives that have a back flipper, and this one's more comfortable for me because of the length of the handle, because I have long fingers. So as far as that deployment goes, I definitely prefer a bigger handle like this. And the milling on this, it is a liner lock, so on this one we only have the milling on one side. There are 5 holes in here. I don't know if you can see them all. Let's get it to focus. It doesn't like to focus when I have my flashlight on. One. There's 5 in there. Just take my word for it. And then there's none on this side, on the liner side. When you disengage this, if you have your thumb like on top and then you push it over, for one thing, your skin gets in the way, but it'll pinch you. It'll leave a little mark. So keep that in mind too. Push it from the side. Don't lay your thumb on top and then push over, because it'll leave a dent in the tip of your thumb. Now, for the money that you pay for this, I'm telling you, it cuts. It cut this piece of cardboard out that I wanted to take to show for this video, which is double wall. Like, it's pretty stiff, like hard cardboard. I got this from work. And it cut this out. Now this is me pushing it slowly because I didn't want to slice like all the way through the whole piece of cardboard. And then this side is just a normal like slice. So it does pretty well. It's a slicey one. I think it's, like I said, punches above its weight class. So, let's take a closer look at this blade. It does have a very pokey tip. Ask me how I know. Yeah, I've gotten myself in the fingertip. It's got kind of like a double swedge going on. As you can see right here. These are different, like, angles. On both sides, of course. And, this spine is pretty, like, it's not exactly completely 90 degrees because of this angle on top here, but it's a pretty sharp spine. So keep that in mind. And then your jimping it's good aggressive jimping. And you don't have a choke up spot, so it doesn't have to go up too far. But you can lock in and it'll work great for you. They call it a stone wash. It's like it's a satin blade with a stone wash, so it's like, it's interesting. It kind of looks like a crystal, sort of, in a way. And it hides wear really well. I've been using this for a month, and I only ever had to really wipe it off one time when I was cutting through some really dirty cardboard with some heavy tape on it. So that's the only time I wiped this off. Now, like I said, this is a larger knife, so I'm not going to use some of the smaller knives I typically use for my size comparisons. We're going to start off with some of these here. We'll get them all laid out. Actually, let's go this way. There we go. And that, and that. And we gotta move them up. I forgot to pause for this one, but the rest of them, I promise, I'll pause when I switch them around. Because I'm trying to not make my video incredibly long. So we have the Civivi Mini Praxis, which is another knife that's pretty much the same price as the Petrified Fish. However, I highly recommend this over this, in my opinion. Civivi Mini Praxis, the QSP Penguin, the Civivi Elementum, and the Civivi Altis. Almost forgot the name, the Altis. The Penguin and the Elementum are both really popular EDC knives, so that's our subject knife compared to all these here. And now let's start pausing so we can move on faster. And here's another comparison with the Fostid Porcupine and the Miguron Norsa. Both of these, again, more on the medium size as far as pocket knives go. Couple more here. We have the Kaiser Mini Mystic and the Kaiser Drop Bear. The Kaiser Drop Bear is also a pretty popular knife in the knife community. Getting a little bit bigger here. We've got the Ozark Trail original knife that broke the internet. And this is the Olatan's King Penguin also called the G062. So these knives are getting a little bit bigger here, and this is the still bigger Petrified Fish 818 in the middle. And another pretty popular knife, we have the Vosteed Raccoon on top here, and this is the Kaiser Madrak. And next up we have the Artisan Simoon and the Trivisa Hornet. And they're both getting pretty close to the size of the Petrified Fish. Next I have another Petrified Fish. This is the Beluga, the regular size, not the mini Beluga. And the popular Kaiser Militaw, also regular size. And for the last of the size comparisons, I have the Suncut Sashi and the Tenable Eagle Strike. So the Eagle Strike is bigger than the Petrified Fish 818, but all the other knives that were on this list might have been the same size, but not as big. So to wrap things up for this review today, I think this knife is very high value. It comes in a variety of different colors. I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but it's got like, looking for this knife, you can probably find a color that you like. I doubt that you won't be able to find one that you like. And yeah, I think this is just great for everyday use. Maybe a little big for an EDC knife. Definitely a great work knife. It's cheap, so if you want to like throw it in your toolbox and just use it as a beater knife, you can absolutely 100% do that. Yeah, I mean, I think the only really big downside about it is no lefty love, but if you're cool with that, pick this up. I highly doubt that you won't like it. So that's all I got for today, and please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for future reviews. Bye.